It is Tuesday, December 17th, 2024, 7:32 p.m. Sharp. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hidden Oaks Overdose Football Fix podcast. I am one of your lovely hosts, the Garlic Johnson. We are joined, as always, by your other lovely hostess, the Joshua Mitchell. Josh, say hi to the folks out there.
Hi, folks.
We also say hi to people in our Discord. We also say hi to @Levi Illustration for being so beautiful and having voluptuous lips. And we also say hi to Josh one more time as we inquire how he is doing. Josh, how der?
I der. How der gar?
You know, I'm doing all right. You seem much more chipper than last week. I don't know if you recall, but I don't know. It didn't seem like you were willing to share. Maybe you're still not now, but last week you seemed very melancholy, and this week I'm not getting those vibes at all. So whether you want to share or not, I'm glad to hear it in your voice. It's one thing to say the words, it's another thing to hear that nonverbal communication, you know? And your tone seems much better.
Well, to be honest, I don't remember last week, so there's that.
Oh no.
But this week, it's just gotten to that point where, when you're digging holes, you're just digging a hole, you're digging a hole, you're digging a hole. You get to the point where you think, oh, this could be the bottom. But then you just keep digging, and you go, oh, that might be oil, but it's not. It's a gas line. And then you're just sitting down there in that hole, and then you realize that you've buried yourself, and you can't do anything except look up. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, well, that's good.
I'm just kidding.
Things can only go up.
Yeah, yeah. The county, my program is under new management. Our new manager started. It's just, yesterday was our first meeting, first introduction. Let's just say that she did not appreciate my humor as much as the other management. And while I got a decent pop out of my coworkers, there was only 2 of them in the meeting with us and the manager because the youth team's small. Apparently my goal of survival is not good enough for work.
Oh no, she did not appreciate the bit you were trying to put together, huh?
Nope. And then even when I explained it, she said that it's not that hard. And I was like, my track record's better than the management position. You're the 4th one since I've been here. So,
you're saying from a survival standpoint, you've outperformed the managers by far.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, no fault to theirs. Who knows? Maybe she'll turn it around. Maybe it was just, a weird day for her, but she's new. And I did explain it as to, we get 75% of our cases in a 2-month span. And that's the only part that's what I want to survive. I want to be able to actually get through everything and actually remember who I'm working with and not just kind of coast. And so, and my coworkers agreed and whatever. But yeah, that was my introduction to her essentially. So that was fun.
To be clear, you do or don't want to coast?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. I was just be like, Josh, are you okay? Are you sick? I just want to make sure I understood you perfectly, directly, and clearly.
But so yeah, that's that. But at the same time, I got to come home, and so we baked cookies this past weekend.
Oh God, it's Christmas cookie season.
Yeah, so Nikita said, Josh, she's like, Dum, what kind of cookies do you want for Christmas? And I said, well, I don't know. And so I looked them up, and I was just, kind of casually looking, and I think we were watching a show, or maybe football was on at the time during the week, and then I had to go grocery shopping with Asher. So I'm like, I want these cookies. So peanut butter blossoms. Snickerdoodle and I had written down cinnamon roll cookies because I found something like that, and I was like, nah.
Sounds amazing.
That could be done at any time of the year, but as can the other ones, I guess. But so I wrote those down, except I didn't. I wanted Snickerdoodle, but I wrote down Ginger Snap because
oh no,
they're spelled about the same. And then Nikita writes the list up, so I go grocery shopping on Saturday with Asher while she's at a church event. I get all these ingredients, and I go, yep, this makes perfect sense for ginger snaps because she had it written down on there. I was like, yep,
here's
that
little
works.
molasses.
Yep. Go home. I go, I'll make these cookies today. On I believe it was Sunday afternoon, and I said because I actually wanted Snickerdoodle, but my brain didn't work properly, and so I said ginger snap, didn't correct ginger snap, didn't do anything about ginger snap. And let me tell you what, I made the best damn ginger snap cookies this side of Texas.
Oh, really? Do you think that's your specialty now? Is that like your calling card for now and forever?
Yeah, we're calling them redhead leg breakers because they're so damn good.
Jesus. Okay. So can I expect that will be your contribution to the Super Bowl party then?
No.
Oh, they're not that good? Or you want to perfect your recipe before you make their, global debut?
No, they're better. They're better than that good. But yeah, they need to go on the Maury show first.
To determine paternity, or what are they going on Maury for?
I don't know. He's like connected to Oprah, right?
I don't know, dude. We're really getting in the weeds here. I have no idea. But you baked some cookies and that was all good. That worked out?
Yeah. No, so I've eaten, average 5 a day since Sunday. So I'm at about 15 cookies a day.
How many did you
15
bake?
cookies total. Oh, we baked a lot. I don't know if we're supposed to be saving any, but I grabbed one and then I'm like, well, I gotta grab a peanut butter blossom so they don't feel left out. And then it's like, well, I made the ginger snaps, so I gotta have another one.
Once you pop, you can't stop, brother. That's what they say.
Yep. Especially since we store them in Pringles containers.
Okay. So you had a very good time baking Christmas cookies. That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Made up for the poopy day yesterday.
Poopy day outside, or did you had a poopy day yesterday?
No, that was the day that I went in and made that joke to my new manager, and she didn't appreciate
That's
it.
right. I'm sorry. You were correct. You had brought me so deep into the cookie rabbit hole, I completely forgot you'd even talk to your manager. You just had woven such a beautiful tale.
We are now a cookie podcast.
Hey, I'm okay with that, dude. Better than all those other cookie cutter podcasts, if you know what I mean.
Bunch of coons. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. But okay, we will move on, Josh. I believe that is enough of how we are doing. Let's go into the Taco Tuesday. Josh, I know I just had you talk a lot, so I will go first on the Taco Tuesday. And, I don't really have anything. I can't think of much that either happened in real life or in NFL football, other than the Caleb Williams offensive line being completely inept. Those guys look ridiculous. I posted a meme about the, there's the pistol formation, the shotgun formation, and then this guy was proposing that the Bears should do a sniper formation, and that would be Caleb Williams. They swap out their regular center for just a long snapper, and Caleb Williams starts 20 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And then maybe if he's lucky, he can get a pass off before the rush gets to him. So I'll be interested to see if the Bears decide to try that within the last couple weeks here, just try something new. Maybe they end up innovating the NFL, but otherwise, Ryan Poles looks like a bit of a taco based on the team he has built around Caleb Williams so far, And he took the job the same week as Kwesi did, I believe.
Yeah, he is a taco. He's like a turd taco that someone put glitter on to try and make it look pretty, because he's sitting up there in his press box with his cool suit and his like clean cut face, and you could just tell he's sitting there and he's just like, I have the worst team in the NFL.
We're going to take the North and never give it back, I believe was his exact quote. When do they take it, though?
Right. No, I mean, he's going to take it, and then, 12 minutes later, Trump's going to say, I found these keys to a nuclear submarine, or whatever it's called, the nuclear sandwich. I don't know.
The football?
Football. I'm going to turn them. And then that's the day they win the North. But
it's almost like the classic SpongeBob meme where it's like, all right, now let him have it. And SpongeBob goes, you can have it. It's essentially what happened.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it. But yeah, no, I was going to ask, if you said you didn't know of any taco thing, I was going to say you didn't watch the game last night then, because the entire Bears team is tacos.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great.
That offensive line did not give him any help, but Caleb himself was not doing any favors for his offensive line either, because he could have thrown the ball like there was a bunch of plays where he could have gotten rid of the ball on like his first read and given the wide receiver a chance to make a contested catch. And he just didn't. He danced around back there like he had ants in his pants, and it was just terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. And of course, the Bears looking as so bad as they were kind of overshadows how Sam Darnold didn't look that sharp. I know Walters was chirping him a little bit in the chat. Not even chirping. He was just saying he didn't look that sharp. So excuse me, Walters. I don't want to misrepresent you. I know you will yell at me in the chat later, but But yeah, certainly wasn't the Vikings' best game. But Jesus Christ, Aaron Jones was solid. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers has been all over my TikTok feed because of this docu-series he put out. But Aaron Jones was super solid, and our O-line was fine, our defense was good, so that's all we needed. We didn't need Darnold to have an amazing game last night, so it all worked out. We were playing full team football, all three phases.
Yeah, JJ had a drop touchdown, which you don't see very often, but
True.
It is getting close to fantasy championships, so that is kind of when he turns into a pumpkin, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
But
oh yeah, JT would probably be my other taco. I don't see them listed in your thing, so we'll say JT. It didn't cost me, thankfully. I had JT in my lineup, but he did not cost me anything with that fumble right at the end zone, so that was good.
Yeah, so if we're moving on, I gave away some playoff week 1 superlatives.
Superlatives.
Yeah. Basically, just kind of look through.
Josh, I'm sorry. Pause. We for the first time, one of the very few times ever, we're going to be a breaking news podcast. Al has brought it to my attention. I looked at my phone. The Falcons are benching quarterback Kirk Cousins and will start rookie Michael Penix on Sunday versus the Giants. So Kirk Cousins, after leaving Minnesota, getting a big 4-year deal in Atlanta for over $100 million guarantee, whatever it was, he has been benched. I saw a headline today that said his confidence is gone, and it has been showing for sure. And now the Falcons are already starting their rookie. So you're welcome to we can just keep moving on, or we can talk about that breaking news for a sec if you want.
No, I mean, I guess it makes sense. Because the Falcons are, they're dead. But they need that spark. Yeah, Kirk the past few weeks has been terrible. He did throw that tutter to London that gave me a little bit of a clench because I needed London to not score points last night in order to beat T after thrashing him last week to make it to the 4th seed. They aren't dead, I know, Al, but they're dead. They're dead to me. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes with Penix. Hopefully he provides a little bit more of a spark for those of us that have Falcons players, not I. But and then again, maybe he just absolutely demolishes the team from the inside and they don't, score another point all season.
Sure, it's an inside job. That could be.
Yeah. But my playoff week 1 superlatives, my MVPs of the week, they're the ones that scored over 24. They got a whole category. We're calling them the second-year running backs because Gibbs, Cook, Spears, and Chase Brown all scored over 24 points in just half-point PPR.
Okay.
So, odds are if you had one of them, you had a pretty solid week, unless you're Walters, because you had multiple guys on the next list, which is the MVP, the not so valuable players. The guys that scored -10, the category of players for this is just the guys that got you to the playoffs in the first place. So you probably made it to the playoffs on the back of these players for the most part. But they scored you less than 10 points in week 1. So hopefully you got the bye, but if you didn't, yikes, because Barkley, Cup with the goose egg, Bowers, Mixon, and Henry all scored sub 10. And then my last category, because A, I ran out of time, and B, I ran out of motivation, is just who I call the thieves. So the guys who stole the victory, most likely, for your team because they scored over 35 points, probably close to double their projection, but that's Josh Allen, Devontae Adams, Jared Goff, Lamar Jackson, and Mike Evans. The usual suspects when you think about high-scoring games this year.
Well, the usual suspects. Wow.
Not really, but I just couldn't think of a category that branched them all together. Yeah,
I like it.
I was going to say generic white guys and Lamar.
That is certainly
just based on the names that I had put on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about the potential? Oh, I guess I'm sorry. Before I cut you off, is that all you got for your little?
Yeah, that's all I got for the super relatives.
So before moving on to the grain of salt, we got a little free time here. What did you think about the potential Super Bowl matchup between the Bills and the Lions?
Well, I thought that I think that my entire outlook of that game was ruined by the single photo of Dan Campbell's teeth that I'd seen floating around Reddit afterwards.
Sure.
I don't know if you'd seen that picture yet.
I have not, and it sounds like I'm good. I haven't just yet.
It's literally the caption on it was "Picture smell, and it's just his chewed tobacco, his tobacco ridden teeth, and
It's raunchy,
his
huh?
face is just scrunched up. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, buddy. But no, it was a good game. The 12 minutes left in the game onside kick was definitely a what are you doing type moment.
Sure.
Like when I saw that they were declaring for an onside kick, I was like, oh, there's only a minute 20 left. No, there's not a there's nothing in between that. That's a 12 minutes left, and I was just like, oh, okay, it's a little odd. And then when Matt Collins almost returns it for a touchdown, I was just like, yeah, what do you think was going to happen? But yeah, overall, I mean, it was a fun game to watch.
So do you in the same vein, do you think the Lions are just getting too beat up? They have some 20 plus people on the IRR right now. What do you think of I know it's hard for you to know for sure, but what do you think, just thinking right now, using your truthiness, what do you think the fate of the Lions will be? Do you think they'll still push to the Super Bowl as they've been one of the favorites? Or do you think they're going to end up being too beat up in the war of attrition that is the NFL season?
Well, they're going to lose to the Packers in the NFC Conference Championship game. But overall, I mean, yeah, they're hurt, but I think I saw somewhere that the Packers, when they won the Super Bowl in 2011, had 19 players on IR. So it's not like, teams don't go through things like this and win it all. It's just that they got to get some guys back. I'm expecting they'll get, a couple of those 20 back at least. So hopefully they can be contributors. I know Montgomery's done for the year. I'm not expecting Hutch to be back for the year, if that's correct. But I don't know about the rest. So who knows? But it's not going to matter when the Green Bay Packers come into town and stomp them in the championship game.
Gotcha. Okay. We can move on, Josh. Let's move on to I know it hasn't been your greatest fantasy season, but let's talk about the grain of salt. How did the week 15 go for you overall?
I went 1-0 because I had to buy and deflate these balls. I snuck out a win versus T, despite having Devontae and his 40-some points on my bench. I had a buy in the Champs Branch Out League. So, I mean, I was the best of the worst in that one. And then Victoria's Secret, I beat Jack. Jack and I think, got the two highest total points this week, but doesn't matter because we weren't in the playoffs. But I still beat him. And then I won in the redraft league against Brad. So I kind of went undefeated, but only 1-0 in the playoffs.
Okay. 1-0 though. I mean, that's better than 0-1,
Yeah. How was yours, Scar?
I also went 1-0. I was able to beat down the three-time champ of the Hidden Oaks League, Derek. I got the win over him, 150 something to 120, or 155 something to 120, something like that. I don't know exactly what it was off the top of my head. My phone's freaking out. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was able to beat Derek, and then so that felt good. My other two playoff teams had buys, so 1-0, undefeated week 15. That also feels pretty good to me,
Yeah. I will say that I kind of called it. I think I said during your guys' matchup review that it's going to come down to the quarterback and the fact that you have Josh Allen and he's streaming his quarterbacks with Russell Wilson. I think Wilson put up like
a 9. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's going to come down to the quarterbacks, I think, on this one. And Allen put up like 45 for you. And yeah, that was the difference. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And now I believe you're going against Nikita.
I am running into hold on, let me pull it up just to be 100% certain. I don't want to misspeak here. I am running into the absolute buzzsaw that is the Hammers. So I'm going to lose.
Oh, that's right.
And then Nikita is playing Eric.
Yep.
So yeah, I do not have faith in my ability to beat the Hammers. They, like I said, they are the buzzsaw. They are the number 1 seed. They are the team to beat. But as we're talking about, I'll pull up the matchup here, and we can both. If you'd be willing to humor me, do you have ESPN open by any chance or no?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Well,
I will say that while we have Al in the chat, you had a valiant effort this week in deflate these balls. Just came up short against T. We at least heard from you in your concession speech. Did anybody do a wellness check on Dave? Because he lost to the other Dave. But I know that Salzin there, his team was pretty solid all year, and then well, I don't even know if they even started to call them to say that they fizzled because they didn't do so hot. They played like my team all regular season.
Perfect. All right, man. Well, yeah, on ESPN right now, I am projected to lose by. Oh no, that's the previous matchup. Excuse me. Oh, I'm projected to win right now by 18 points, but I don't have faith in that. Let's see. Do they have anyone with a zero burger in their lineup? No, I don't know. I'm currently projected to win, but they beat me last time by the only other time we played by 124. So I don't have full faith. Obviously, Josh Allen, me having Josh Allen is great for me. His matchup is New England, so there's a potential that the Bills just want to run up the score. He has Lamar Jackson going against Pittsburgh, which is a divisional game that could be super wonky in either direction. But I don't know. I won't sit here and go player by player, but I will not pretend like my confidence is sky high. But who knows? Maybe I can take down the Hammers. Maybe I'll beat both of the two greatest champions of the Hidden Oaks League in Derek and Hammer back to back to get back to the ship. Could I go 2 years in a row, Josh? Is that possible?
It is possible. Then if you beat that buzzsaw, you'd have to deal with the buzzsaw that is either Nikita or Eric. And so both their teams have been pretty solid this year as well. But yeah, overall, you have a better chance than I do, I guess.
I certainly have a better chance than you do. So I'm pretty sure Eric has been champ before. Of course, Hammers have been champ before, and I won last year. So if Nikita can get to the ship, we still have the potential for a first-time champion this year. So I'm rooting for Nikita as well.
I don't think Eric has won it.
Eric, I'm positive Eric has won it.
Did he?
For sure.
Okay, well.
Just want to be honest. Just want to be, but looking, so I just talked about myself a little bit, Josh. I have 3 total playoff matchups. I feel good about at least one of them, I think. How do you feel about your week 16? Just looking ahead just a little bit, since again we're trying to hit at least a half an hour here.
Well, my week 16, Sleeper hasn't necessarily updated the kind of the matchups yet. I think they're waiting just for anything, but
yeah, they like to not do it until Wednesday, just in case there's score corrections or whatever else,
Yeah, and I believe we reseed and deflate these balls and in Hidden Oaks, but
yes,
I believe I'm going up against Dave Roden. I can't look at the kind of the player matchup against him for whatever reason. But if I'm trying to pull up the schedule here, so that's why I'm vamping and I'm talking about it.
It's all good. You're cute and sexy. I can vamp with you, big buddy.
I beat him by 20 in our first matchup. That was one of the 5 weeks that my team scored over 100.
Yep.
So I did beat him there, but hey, anything can happen. Oh, that's right. I'm not the 1 seed. I played Tyler with reseed.
Ooh, is that better or worse for you?
That's probably worse for me because Tyler just put up like 150.
Oh no!
But I did beat him. That was the other time that I put up 100 points this year. I actually put up 100.4 versus Tyler and 100.52 versus Dave. So I did beat Tyler earlier this year as well. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting. It's playoffs, so who knows? I just know that I can't have Tyrone Tracy and Brian Robinson combined for 11 total points. But if the Falcons defense can score 21 again, like they did this week, and then Josh Allen put up 41 and Devontae put up 34, I should be okay.
All right, man. Well, we shall see.
Yeah. Now, Hidden Oaks, that's the league that we're both still in the playoffs in.
Mm-hmm. The Dynasty.
Yeah. And how is your matchup looking for that?
I'll be honest, I have not paid attention to who I'm potentially playing. I believe it's Jalen, I want to say. But I'm not 100% positive in that.
Yep. I think you play Jalen and I play Prasky.
Right, because you would be the lower seed, despite of course, I feel good looking at seeing both Kevin and Swanee put up less than 100 each last week. That was their playoff matchup. So that feels good, assuming I play either one of them, which of course will be Swanee because he won. So playing Swanee, he has beaten me previously. So of course anything can happen, but I would much prefer to play Swanee than to play you or T, without a doubt.
Yep. I'm looking back. I only played... Oh, no, I did play Prasky twice. We split the series. The first time was week 2. I doubled his points. I had 164 to his 87. And then in week 11, he had 151 to my 121. So yeah, we had some high scoring matchups, and then yeah, we'll meet in round 2.
There you go. All right. So that is that. Moving on, Josh, I want to just quick do the Hunger Games bit, because I don't know if anyone else likes this bit, but I like this bit, so I'm doing it for me, if nothing else. We will again honor our fallen comrades in the Hunger Games, that is the fantasy playoffs. We first recognize the fall and perhaps the obliteration of one T. Lawrence. We also recognize the fall of our beloved, our sexy, our lovely Derek Schultz. Godspeed, gentlemen. See you next year.
Maybe.
I hope we see them next year. Although we did become a surprise 12-team league this year, so it is what it is. Moving on, Josh, I don't really have anything else. I did, the fans are allowed to hate me, but I did not update the NFL Player Exchange, even though it was a week I was supposed to. No one has made transaction in weeks. The standings have not changed in 7 weeks. So I don't really feel bad about it. No one's really playing anymore. I will for sure update it one more time just to let people know. And if people want to make transactions, for sure, I will account for those transactions. But I don't know. The season's almost over. No one's doing it anymore, so I have not updated it. But assuming it has been, it goes Josh, Gar, Al, Brian, Brad, and Walters in last. So that is that. Anything else you would like to discuss, Josh, before we get off these airwaves this lovely Tuesday evening? Only 2 weeks to go, and in 2 weeks we'll have show 200. We should probably do something special, but we'll see.
Yeah, I want to know what you thought of the Cumsock tribute jerseys last night.
One more time, the Cumsock tribute jerseys.
Yeah, like the NFC North Me More subreddit. The guy who posted if the Vikings lose to, I think it was, I don't even remember what the total bet was, but some Vikings fan said that if the Vikings lose a game or don't win the division last year, or they don't finish over 500, that he'd eat a Cumsock, and he never followed through on it. And so now that's the joke on that. That's the joke on the subreddit. And yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I saw the horn on the side of the helmet yesterday. And I was like,
Yeah, I mean, if someone that sounds like it sounds like a written contract. It sounds like that man owes us that Cumsock tribute. But no, I don't know. Obviously, it was good to see the Vikings win. As I put in the Discord last night, the Vikings having a glossy white horn with a matte white helmet is absolutely ridiculous. I want to see a matte purple horn if it's the last thing I see on this godforsaken earth. But other than that, obviously fun game to watch and all the things. I think the jerseys look nice with the silver trim as well for the ice, the whiteout. But I just think alternative jerseys are fun in general. So it is what it is.
Yeah, Green Bay did it first, in case you're wondering.
The all white jersey.
Yep.
Are you saying you're giving them credit for doing it first just because they played the day before in a schedule we don't control?
Yeah. So it's kind of awkward.
We're just that little brother we've always been.
Yeah.
Classic Vikes,
it was
dude.
It was kind of funny. It was just like, wow.
How did I know? I had the Packers game up for parts of yesterday. How did I fucking know you were gonna make that exact? I was like, I saw the Packers in all white. I was like, I almost guarantee Josh says something. But what about the whiteout we did last year? Does that not count?
No, probably not.
Or the other mini whiteouts many other teams have done before. We're only counting this week.
Yeah, only this year.
Okay, perfect. Well, I've got nothing else, Josh. Sounds like you've got nothing else, so you can go ahead and hit your Go Packers, and then we can get the hell out of here and let the people enjoy their day. We wish everyone good luck in their Week 16 matchups, of course, if you're still alive in the playoffs. And I will throw some flowers at Al real quick. Al, for his 30, Brad's Guillotine League has only existed for 3 years, and for all 3 years consecutively, Al has marched right through to the playoffs. He has never gotten his neck chopped once, so that is what is that, 14 or 15? That is 45 consecutive weeks of never getting chopped in a guillotine league. I'd say that's pretty good for Al, and he's going for, I don't know if he won last year or not, but if he won last year, he's going for his three-peat in Brad's guillotine league. So that is definitely deserving of flowers. We will see what sort of transactions he makes tonight, as this will be the last week of transactions for the guillotine. But Al, you deserve flowers, and I'm glad I remembered to give them to you. Good show, man. Good show.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, say it so I can go.
Go Packers.
Was that a question? Your inflection at the end there went up. Go Packers.
Yep. Go Packers.
All right. Bye, Josh. Love you.
Bye, nerds.
Oh, 3 years in a row. What's it like to have the world's most giant cock? Is that tough for you? Is that difficult to walk around with? Damn, man, he leaves me in suspense. I'll never know. Shout out to Al. Repeat Central. There we go.